Well, today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day. It's a chance to reflect on the Jewish lives lost and the responsibility to prevent such hate in the future. News 12's Julia Joseph visited the Museum of Jewish Heritage in Manhattan to see how people there observe the day.
On this day 78 years ago, Auschwitz, the deadliest Nazi-run concentration camp, was liberated. Since 2005, the UN has recognized January 27th as International Holocaust Remembrance Day, a day to commemorate and honor the 6 million Jews murdered and millions of people who fell victim to Nazism. Known in Israel as Yom HaShoah, this day is designated to stress the importance of continued education on the Holocaust, something that Jack Kliger strives to do every day.
My father was a Holocaust survivor who escaped from the ghetto in what was then Poland. My mother had been a survivor who had lived through the Holocaust in Hungary, had survived in the Budapest ghetto. I grew up with the examples of history, but also with the trauma of people who had had such indescribable things happen to them.
Years ago, a family friend told Jack a piece of wisdom that would change the path of his career forever.
He once said, "You know, Jack, you have a responsibility. You not only have the honor of being a child of survivors, you have a responsibility. I want to know that your grandchildren's grandchildren will know this story."
Jack took this conversation to heart, and he's now president and CEO of the Museum of Jewish Heritage. And on Holocaust Remembrance Day, he walked me through the museum's exhibit, What Can Hate Do? An eerie reminder that hate doesn't just live in the past, but continues through generations until we learn how to combat it.
Anti-Semitism never went away. It just keeps morphing into new forms. But our exhibit is specifically about individuals and their stories, and the objects that highlight their stories. So for us, this is a way of storytelling, which is really what we're about.
78 years have passed since the Holocaust, but on Holocaust Remembrance Day, we take the time to recognize that anti-Semitism is still here. And Jack wants people to know that we can overcome this by educating today's children and future generations to come. In Battery Park, I'm Julia Joseph, News 12.